We are here with Clayton County, Georgia resident Miss Shellie Youhoing. She said that her door was kicked in by law enforcement. They raided the home, they beat her, brutalized her, and attacked her family. Her youngest daughter Diana was kidnapped, and the family has never heard from her since that kidnap, which happened on May 13th. And Miss Youhoing is here to tell her story of what happened. Miss Youhoing, how did that incident happen on May 13th?
Yes, it was 1:30 or 1:30 in the dark on May 13th, and my family was in bed, and then we heard this loud noises and bright lights outside my home, and they means the Clayton County. I want to be clear of who's behind this. The Clayton County Sheriff Department and the Clayton County Police Department. These law enforcement officers are the ones who actually kicked my front door in without a warrant and kidnapped Diana, who is only 7 years old, a child of special needs. So this was done by the Clayton County Police and the Clayton County Sheriff Department. The names of the officers from the Clayton County Police Department are Sergeant Latimore and Officer J. White. These are officers with the Clayton County Police Department that actually kidnapped this child, put her in the back seat of their car, and drove away with her at 1:30 in the morning. And this was the last time that my family saw Diana. We are not allowed to see her. We're not allowed to have anything whatsoever to do with her. They just kidnapped her and decided to keep her.
Okay, and do you know why your family was targeted?
Yes, I do know why. They kicked my door in. They meaning the same Clayton County Police and Sheriff Department that kidnapped her on May 13th. Back in 2010, they kicked my door in, and at that point I was pregnant, and I was beaten, and I was sexually assaulted, resulted into the murder of my unborn child. When I filed a complaint with Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill in January, I told the sheriff in the complaint that the sexual assault and the feticide of the baby in 2010 happens in the presence of my 4-year-old daughter. She was 4 at the time, she's now 7. And I believe it's a retaliation of me filing the complaint in order to have those officers held accountable, and I believe that's what led to them coming back in May 13th at 1:30 in the morning, at this time which they think that no one would be able to see what they were doing, and actually grabbed this child, 7-year-old, kicking and screaming and begging for help. This is what criminals do. No one believed that law enforcement officers who took an oath to protect citizens would be kidnapping a 7-year-old child of special needs at gunpoint, screaming and yelling for help. And that's what's happened to my family. Until this moment, we don't know the safety. We don't know her mental status. We don't know what's going on with her. And every day that she is with them, and no one knows where she is, she's in danger. Every day, I'm worried every day that she is not heard from, and she had disappeared from society as if she was never a part of my family. Every day, I'm worried as to her safety.
Okay, and do you have a lawyer representing you right now?
At the moment, no, it's difficult. My family, we're looking for attorney. So if there is an attorney out there that hear this situation and can connect with my family, how devastated this is for my family. My family, we're playing, please, with an attorney to contact us and where they will be able to represent my family in order to get Diana safely back home.
Okay, and can you please state the law enforcement and aides that were involved in this situation?
The ones from the sheriff department that stated the Clayton County Police law enforcement officers, those were Sergeant Latimer and Officer J. White with the Clayton County Police Department. And with the sheriff department, the sheriff department had failed to release the names of the officers. There were 6 sheriff deputies, but I know the names of 2. And it's Sheriff Sergeant Eugene Peterson and investigator Amy Doherty, and Sergeant Eugene Peterson. The 4 other deputies' names at this moment we do not know. I'm working to get that information.
Okay, and at this moment you're representing yourself. You have filed motions in the court.
Yes, yes, you're correct. I filed 4 petitions for habeas corpus. I would like everybody to listen carefully. 4 petitions for habeas corpus, and they were all dismissed. They were all dismissed without me able to have a chance to go before the court. So this is not only illegal, it is unconstitutional. They were all dismissed by Judge Deborah Bennyfield in Clayton County Superior Court. This is the first time in United States history I've heard that a parent would have their door kicked in, being beaten and dragged over 20 feet, and being falsely arrested, and having a 7-year-old child kidnapped at gunpoint, and that parent does not have any rights whatsoever, according to Judge Bennyfield, to go before the court and to file any documents whatsoever to get the child to be released. Every time I filed habeas corpus, every time I filed injunctive relief, Judge Bennyfield would dismiss these cases and tell me that I have absolutely no rights whatsoever to come before the court.
Okay, and I know you did say that law enforcement and defects were involved, but what are the names of all the judges that are involved in this case?
There's a Judge Dieter Bernie Butler, Clayton County Juvenile Court Judge, very corrupt, and Judge Simmons, Judge Bobby Simmons, also very corrupt. Those judges are involved, along with Judge Bennyfield. And there's another judge, which is in Stockbridge, Judge Bill Bartles. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name correctly, but his name is Bill Bartles, and he's also involved. It's surprising that Judge Teskey, we filed complaints and let him know what's happening, and it appears as if that there is no supervision in that court, none whatsoever. There's so many false, fraudulent documents that have been made by these judges in order to kidnap this child and to keep her in custody, where they could get money from the federal government for this child, for housing a kidnapped child in Clayton County custody, CPS. And there's a lady by the name of Linda Tatum. She has committed a lot of crimes against me as well. And all of these people needs to be investigated, they needs to be prosecuted, and they needs to go to jail for kidnapping.
Okay, and you did say that you went to Washington to file a motion.
I did receive a letter from the federal government that they would investigate the case. I'm in the process of turning in that information, and we're hoping that they would investigate and hold accountable the people, not only for kidnapping Diana, but also for murdering my unborn child back in 2010.
Okay, you sent a letter to the president.
Yes. Yes, I sent a letter to President Obama. Not only one letter, I sent several letters to President Obama, letting him know about the situation. And I got to understand that back in 2011, he did request an investigation into the case. And rather than investigating the case, we end up here. But nevertheless, we've got a letter, and the next time that we speak, I will show the public the letter which was sent to me from Washington, D.C., that they would investigate the case.